hello, hello. Welcome back to another session of Pivotal Moments with Liletta. As always, I'm super excited to get right into my interview. I'm excited about my guest today. This is someone that we actually go way back, about 2007, I believe. So I'm really excited to have Bridgette Collins on the show today, and I'm going to turn it over to her to do her introduction because I don't ever want to mess it up. Bridgette, welcome.
To get to hang out with you today and be a part of this new platform that you've got in place right now. As you said, I'm Bridgette Collins. I think when you and I met many years ago, I was embarking on this journey of being a renowned fitness coach and author, and so I have pretty much been in that arena for about the last 20 years, having done a plethora of marathons and writing books. I've written 4 books, probably 3 more since you and I first met some years ago. Imagine Living Healthier, Destined to Live Healthier, Mind, Body, and Spirit, Broken in Plain Sight. And the last book that I wrote was a little different, not necessarily a health and fitness book. The Chip Maker did that in partnership with another friend of mine, just wanted to write a book sort of talking about end time prophecy. So that's what the Chip Maker is about, which, like I say, is very different than those health and fitness books that I've written. And so now here we are again, and you know, it's interesting that you're doing this show that you're doing, because I'm getting ready to make a shift in my life, and so excited to be able to talk about that this afternoon.
That is awesome. Well, congratulations again on all the amazing things that you've done. I know I've read, I want to say 3 of your books. I believe it's 3 of them I've read, and I love them. So I love it because they told a story. It just wasn't about health and fitness. It actually took you through the characters' lives and how they had to make different adjustments and all that to make sure they were taking care of themselves. So excellent. I love it. I'll have to make sure to check out some of those other ones too.
Thank you.
Yes. So like we said, we're talking about pivotal moments. And when we think about a pivotal moment, we know that really means something that is centered, that everything else really circles around and causes us to make certain adjustments in order to keep that thing centered or important. So with that in mind, Bridgette, what I want to ask you is, can you tell me about a time in your life when you had to make a pivot?
Well, and I would have to say my life has been a series of pivots from the moment that I recognized that I wanted my life to be more than just about Bridgette Collins, that I wanted to make an impact, have a purpose in life. And that's what took me down the health and fitness journey, to help people understand, as you talked about in those books, what it really takes to be healthier. So for me to go from this unhealthy state to this healthy state was a significant pivot for me. And it just, like I said, it wasn't about me. It was about having a purpose to help other folks as well.
Wow.
That's awesome. As we embark on this new pivot, and I'd like to just share with the audience, I think my background has been in human resources for probably close to 30 years. And so that was my base. The health and fitness was my passion. And so I have been blessed with that career path in human resources, and then to be able to do some things outside of that with the health and fitness. But as you sit back and you reflect on life, you start analyzing where you're at in life and what you want those next steps to consist of, and once again looking at where you're at. You know, I think a lot of times people will become complacent, accepting of whatever their state of being is. And so I've been blessed to always not be complacent or satisfied, to always think about next level. What can I do next? And so with the human resources background, is, it kind of settled in my head, well, now there's a time for you to utilize those skills and that knowledge to help benefit others. And so that's what has evolved as a result of that self-reflection is Next Level HR Solutions. And it's all about helping people to take their game, take whatever it is to the next level, whether it's a company, whether it's an individual. And I'd have to say, being in an unhappy state, working for somebody, shifted me to say, your next level isn't here with a company anymore. Your next level is doing your own thing. And so just blessed that God gave me the vision, because I have to give him the credit for that, to say, you know what, you can do this, Bridgette. You've put a plan in place, and now you're ready to put that plan in motion. And so that's what that next pivotal moment is going to be like for me.
That is super exciting. And I love it because you've managed to take your passion and, like you said, maybe what your career path was, and somehow merge them together to really make that pivot and go into this place where you can almost feel like you're checking all the boxes.
Exactly.
That is amazing. That is really amazing. I'm excited to see what Next Level is going to do for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Me too.
Wow. So in doing these various pivots, what did you discover was that central thing of importance for you that everything else had to center around?
Well, I think for me, you have to be ready to change and be ready to act on whatever it is that you want to change. And everything around you has to understand that there are going to be some changes. There are going to be some transformational moments. And I think once you settle that in your head, whether it's your finances, family obligations, health, healthy, if you got some health issue, whatever that is, some changes is going to have to take place in order for that pivotal process to evolve.
Yeah. That reminds me, when you came to my workshop, like we said, either in 2007, 2008, and you did your presentation, I still remember one of the things you talked about was when you're at that crossroads. And at the time you were talking about, our health and wellness. And you were saying, if you're eating chips and Coke, drinking Cokes and all that, then you have to make a change. Your body is going to reflect exactly what you're doing. And you're at that crossroads and you have to make a change. And I love that here, all these years later, it's still the same message about making that change, being at that crossroad, and really having the courage to make those changes that need to be made.
I find a lot of times that's what people, I think, don't have today, is the courage to say, I can do this. Yeah. I really can do this. A lot of people, it's just hard for them to envision making those pivotal moments, making those changes in their lives. And I'll tell anyone, people ask me, well, how are you able to do what you're getting ready to do? And I tell them it's simple. I developed a plan and I put that plan in motion. Decisions don't happen overnight without planning.
That's deep. I like that. I like that. I love that.
So a lot of times people will look at a scenario and they're thinking, oh, well, I guess she just, it just doesn't happen overnight. And a lot of times people aren't willing to work that plan. Your plan might be 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. For me, it was an 18-month plan. I had to get finances to where they needed to be. I needed to make sure I had, savings. I needed to make sure I was debt free, because I knew the journey that I was going to be embarking on required me not to have any excess baggage. And a lot of times people, they see it hard to make changes because they haven't eliminated this excess baggage.
Wow, that's very inspirational. I want to read something because, when we talk about pivots and kind of taking it back to pivoting in say basketball, we know in order to win that game, there's a lot of different moves that are needed. There's pivoting, there's shooting, there's all these different things that are needed. So when we talk about adjustment, while a pivotal moment does require adjustment, I thought it was interesting that adjustment is defined a little differently, which it says the process of adapting or becoming used to a new situation. So my question for you is, when has it been necessary to possibly make adjustments rather than to pivot?
Well, and I appreciate your definition of adjustment. I think coupled with that, when I think adjustment, yes, we're gonna have to make some adjustments. Maybe I didn't pay all of the bills out like I wanted to within a certain time frame. Maybe it took me a little longer because now I've got a dental bill, I've got a car bill, I've got things that interrupted the plan that caused me to have to make some adjustments. But I see the adjustment as something temporary.
I love it. I love that. Yeah, I love that. And that's how I see it too. With those adjustments, they're temporary changes.
Exactly.
Whereas pivotal moments, when we're pivoting, we're still really keeping that central thing there. So it's more of a long-term movement in a sense.
Exactly.
Awesome. So now, Bridgette, I would like to give you the floor. What final thoughts, encouragement, words, quotes, motivation, whatever you want, what would you like to leave with the viewers at this point?
I would just like to share, I think because a lot of paths that I cross with people, they're reluctant to make those changes. They're reluctant to pivot for lack of courage. And I would tell your audience, always think in terms of what's that next level for me? Never become complacent, never be satisfied, never think that you can't move to the next level, because we all can. It's just a matter of preparation. It's about putting that plan of action on paper and then activating it. And so you'll see here, I got the next level logo. It's like I am next level today.
Yes, I love it.
Every day. And so that's what I would like for your audience to come away with, thinking next level every day. I'm here now. I want to be here. What does it take for me to get there? And keep it focused. This keeps me focused. I was already there, but now I get to wear the message and just keep that reinforcement. So now when people see me with the shirts on and they're saying, well, what's that all about? It's just about a next level mentality. And that's what I want you to have.
Wow, I love it. This was such an awesome conversation, which does not surprise me. I love it. Think next level. That is a huge message. And Bridgette, thank you again for the conversation, and thank you for staying consistent and always, reaching next level, and just being a person that over all these years is just still consistent, and inspiration and encouragement, still about healthy living and lifestyle. I've watched some of the different marathons you've done and everything. So I'm just super proud of you, and thank you for joining in the discussion today. This has really been awesome.
Thank you so much for having me, and always will be in prayer for you as you embark on your new journeys and your pivotal stages in life. Because like I say, I've had many, and I know you'll have many as well. So we're definitely keeping you in prayer.
Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's Pivotal Moments. As always, another great episode. Be sure to check the notes to see more information on Bridgette, and also to see what's coming next. And again, thank you for tuning in to Pivotal Moments with Liletta. See you next time.